So we just got really good news about inflation. Inflation is coming lower than expected, and the market is seeing a little bit of a bounce on the day as a result of this. This is off the back of positive news yesterday geopolitically with a ceasefire agreement for Russia and Ukraine that was agreed in Saudi Arabia. So we've just had two positive catalysts for the market. And me personally, I am a little bit worried. Okay. I still think there's a good chance this market comes further down. I still think there's a bit of uncertainty in the market. And I don't think we're getting a rate cut as soon as some people are hoping. Now, whilst this is obviously good news, inflation coming in at 2.8% as opposed to 3%, which was the previous, the chance of a rate cut is still basically impossible in March. And if we look at May, the chance of no change is actually going up, which is that blue line there. It's going up recently. In fact, if we look at the week, we go on the week here, you can see just in the last few days, the chance of no change has been spiking. The last day, you can see it started off at 54% of no change, and now we're at the 60s. So whilst this is obviously great news for inflation, it's a much more complex picture when it comes to cutting rates. You have to look at the job market. You have to look at all sorts of things, okay? And they're not going to cut rates just based off this one data point, okay? And with tariffs and all these things, we don't know how inflation is going to be for the rest of the year. And we don't know how other things are going to be impacted, okay? So there's still a bit of uncertainty in the market. The chances are there's no rate cut in March, no rate cut in May, and even June kind of looks like a 50-50 scenario. I do expect a cut in June, but it's not necessarily guaranteed by any stretch of the imagination. Now, I think the point in which this market turns around is when we are set for a rate cut. So that is going to be June by the looks of it. It's a while away. And for that reason, I'm not necessarily getting super bullish until that happens, until we get the rate cut. Now, I don't think we need QE, but we just need a rate cut. We just need something categorical, something objective where the market can get bullish again. And we know we are getting into a more friendly environment for risk on assets, for borrowing, and for things like that. So that is the reason why I'm not necessarily getting super bullish right now. There are some things to be bullish about, especially when you look at the total free. We did have a bounce off this golden pocket. But if we lose that golden pocket at any point, I would expect a much bigger drawdown on the total free and a lot more blood in the streets for altcoins. Now, when we look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is currently sat at $83,000. I have been targeting this region here between 74K to 73K, but I actually think we could even go lower than that and still maintain some health in the market without us going into a full-scale bear market. If we close the week, however, below 70K, for example, closing the week at 68K, 67K, that could be extremely concerning. But a wick, down to the 60s, the high 60s, it wouldn't be completely and utterly surprising for me, considering when you look at how much volume there actually is down there, if you use something like a fixed range volume profile, which I'm not going to do right now, but I've showed it in previous videos and streams, okay? So overall, while we are still, ranging and it looks like we could be starting a next leg up here, don't be surprised if this is just another shakeout, another kind of false move, false promise to the upside, because realistically, nothing drastically has changed. We still have uncertainty. We still have tariffs. We still have high rates. And that is probably going to be the case for still some time. So don't be surprised if maybe we come up to 91K and then we do eventually come back down for one final dump. I would expect as we head into kind of May and June, things do start to recover and we can put in a higher high on the Bitcoin chart, probably some point in Q3. That is my expectation right now based on the current price market. But obviously, these are just my thoughts. You obviously have your own as well. Now, since we've had such a massive crash with altcoins, I think this is the time to start thinking about the next narratives to pump in the crypto space. What are some of the next sectors and coins which are going to do very, very well? And whilst 2024 was very much dominated by meme coins, I think 2025 is going to be a little bit different. I don't know if you guys remember, But back in March, we had a massive pump for a lot of lower cap utility coins. These could include gaming coins, low cap AI coins, all sorts of different coins did very, very well. I called a project like Miria, it did a 17x. Nakamoto Games, I think, did over a 50x for me as well. So some gaming coins did very well. There was also other coins, like Viot was my AI pick. That did 100x from the point in which I called it to the very top. And there's many other different projects which I called in my VIP group very, very early on that did tremendous gains for people in the group. Now, since that point where they kind of topped out in March, a lot of these lower caps, they haven't really had their day. This run-up that we had was primarily meme coins and blue chips. It kind of forgot a lot of the mid caps and lower caps. It kind of forgot a lot of the small DeFi projects. It forgot a lot of the gaming projects. And it was as simple as memes were rallying and the XRPs, the Ondos, the Suis, those types of coins were rallying as well. Now, the next rally, I expect us to see some of the lower caps come back around. Okay, now I'm not going to talk too much about specific low caps in this video, but I do think some lower cap gaming coins might pump, some lower cap AI coins, maybe even some lower cap DeFi coins could have a rally on this next leg up. Okay, and we're talking about these every single day in the VIP group, riskier coins, smaller caps. So if you are interested, join. It's linked in the description. There is actually a limited time sale available. If you use the code SAVE20 at checkout, you're going to save yourself 20% off any of the memberships. Very active group with really good information and insights. So we've outlined that we think lower caps will have a run again at some point this cycle, since on this leg up, it was primarily centered around memes. And actually what happened was a lot of these lower cap plays, the lower cap gaming coins and all sorts of different projects, a lot of the liquidity from those was taken out and brought into the meme casino, the Sol Degen casino. People have gotten wrecked with meme coins. This crypto market, it works in cycles. One narrative does well, people get rich, then people get broke, and then it shifts onto the next narrative. And I think we're going to see a bit of a shift towards utility, even if it's fake utility, even if it's Fugazi, even if the projects are actual crap, there is going to be a narrative towards utility, back towards reading white papers and back towards studying tokenomics rather than just seeing an animal that you like and buying it. And this will also take place when it comes to more of the mid to high caps, okay? Coins like Say, I imagine will do very well on this next leg up because Trump holds it in his World Liberty financial portfolio. And it's a solid layer one that's fast, it's EVM, and it's catered towards DeFi, which is one of the strongest narratives in crypto, which hasn't really had a massive pump yet. Another project I'm favoring to have a massive run up would be Sui, the chosen layer one of this cycle. If you want a really safe blue chip layer one, this would be the one I'd be going for. Say is more of an speculative alternative, but if you just want to be a bit safer, go with a clear winner. That would be Sui. And then for RWA, I think Ondo. I haven't really mentioned RWA, but that could also be another narrative which has a great run. It ties into utility, and there's a lot of lower caps and mid caps in that RWA category which haven't really pumped yet. So categories which haven't pumped, like gaming, DeFi, RWA, I think they are going to have their day, and this next leg up could give a lot of focus to newer sectors, or even older sectors, but just ones that haven't really pumped yet this cycle. Another one which just had a really good catalyst for it is Casper, and that recently just got moved to being a USA-based coin, which for me is really bullish. You guys know I'm bullish on this narrative. If there's any talks about tax cuts for US coins or just any kind of mainstream news around Trump focusing on crypto, this is going to tie into this narrative very well. And I do expect coins in this narrative to do exceptional gains. And my portfolio is actually based around US-based coins. Okay, I've got Sui, US-based, Say, US-based, Ondo, US-based, and now Casper, which is also considered US-based. Okay, you want to have a look at your portfolio right now, and you probably want maybe 70 or 80% or more of your portfolio to be encompassed in this US-based list. Just in my opinion, okay? You do you, of course. So that is my kind of update and summary for today. We need to watch out for the next FOMC meeting, which is in March. Not so much about the decision, but more about the content of the actual speech. Are we going to be getting the end of QT relatively soon? If we are, that could be a great catalyst for a massive run into the end of spring and into summer. And we'll see what happens, obviously, around that date. So stick around on the channel. I'm going to be providing you guys daily updates. Also, if you are interested, check out that VIP group. We're in there every single day. I just got off a voice chat with them. We were talking about all these things: rate cuts, inflation, Trump, the Fed, how that's going to impact markets, what narratives are going to pump next. Will it be lower caps? Will it be AI coins again? Will it be memes again? These are the discussions that we are having on a daily basis in this group. And I literally mean daily basis, okay? I'm in the calls pretty much every day. Voice chats. I'm doing live streams for them, private live streams. And I'm in this chat talking to these guys about the markets all the time as well, reviewing people's portfolios and all that good stuff. So don't be a lone wolf. Join a group and your chances of success will be much, much higher. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.